Come along with me today as I teach you how to can and make homemade salsa. Alright, so I'm out in the garden picking some stuff before we get a bunch of rain the next few days, because we're supposed to get the remnants of Hurricane Laura. Just rain for us. But I picked my peppers, which has been kind of weeded over because the grass is wet. And I'm making salsa, so I've already got some of it done, but I'll show you how I do everything else. Here's a big bucket of peppers. That's just like a mop bucket. And I'm getting ready to use that tomato bucket, and I'm going to go pick the tomatoes out of the garden. Even if they're not quite ripe, I can put them in the window, but with all the rain coming and stuff. So I wanted to see if we had corn. I need to get my husband out here. He's normally the one who picks the corn, but he's been busy. Yep, we got some good looking corn, so maybe I'll pick a few ears. Pick a few ears for dinner. I did get 2 cucumbers. Oh, and let me see if I can show you guys. I'll take you through the corn patch with me. Okay, as you can tell, it's getting very windy here. But I'm gonna have to do this. They're finally growing, as you can tell. Let's see, is there one? There's one. There's a whole bunch growing up this vine. But, yep, that's what I'll be doing. So I'm gonna make salsa. There's John. So I got a few ears of corn for dinner. I'm gonna go pick the tomatoes, and then I'll show you how we do salsa. I'm picking some of these tomatoes that are going to be ripe, because my garden, for some reason, as you can tell, if you don't pick them before they're ripe, they start splitting. So if I take them inside, it prevents that. Let's see if I've got any over here. Yeah, it's turned into a weed patch with all the rain we're getting, and you can't get the rototiller out, and you sink. So we just put in a French drain. So hopefully that helps. So there's about a 5-gallon bucket full of tomatoes, and I have some more in the house, and there's some corn for dinner, which I have more that I could pick. And then there is a lot of peppers under there, so that's a malt bucket full. Alright, so I'm back. I had to pause a little bit ago while I did some stuff. So anyway, I do not like the way this apron fits. Okay, so to this pot for my homemade salsa, I have 12 cups of tomatoes already cut up and 6 cups of onions. So I do need to add some peppers, but first I'm going to add garlic, and it says you need about 3 teaspoons of chopped garlic. So I'm going to go ahead and add those. I've already got the peeled garlic. Y'all know how I feel about that. I'll just add what I think's enough. So there's that. Let me see. Alright, went ahead and turned off the AC because it's loud. So I'm probably just going to do most of this garlic because it makes it really small. Anyway, I don't think I have too much more left in there anyway. It's really strong. Okay, so and about 3 teaspoons of chopped garlic, which is pretty much what I'm doing. It's just going to be really fine in there. Okay, so I've already added my garlic. You know how I freeze my tomato paste. So it's 4 cans, but I did 4 of these packages that I froze to this. So it's 12 cups of onions, or not onions, 12 cups of tomatoes. And 3 teaspoons of garlic. 3 cups of onions. 4 cans of tomato paste. 3 cups of green pepper, and 3 cups of jalapeno. Okay, so next I grabbed some green pepper and They're freshly picked from my garden. I've added all the tomato paste in, and I will pour these out. And so remember, we need 2 cups of hot peppers and 3 cups of green pepper. I'll have to measure these and see if I have enough. I have a few more peppers I could pick if I need to in the garden. So, anyway.
I'm in love with the summer's day. For you I'd give my life away. Never leave me, never let me go. My summer love, be waiting for you, my love. My summer love, be waiting for you, my love. My love is forever yours. Forever yours. My love is forever yours.
Alright, so I'm going to measure these out and see if I have 3 cups, which I'm not sure if I do. There's about a cup.
I can't forget the day we met. Your eyes so blue, me pressing through. I can't forget the
There's about 2 cups.
your smile so bright, it made me swoon. Our love is like a summer's day.
Yeah, okay, I have 3 cups there.
Whenever I see you, all I can think is my summer love. We're waiting for you, my love.
Next, I'm going to get all these peppers that scraggle away. And that'll be after the peppers. While I'm thinking about it, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of salt. Jalapeno peppers out that I picked from my garden this morning. I'm not going to pour these out because I don't mind my salsa a little bit hot. But I said the other day, which I haven't put that video up yet, I need to always wear gloves.
You have my heart, you have my soul, you have my whole, you have my control.
Okay.
Love me tender, love me sweet.
So we got the gloves on. Jalapenos are washed. So I'm going to cut all the tops off. And then we need 2 cups. I'm leaving the seeds in and they're going to be very hot. So we're going to do it. So I'll continue to put those up. Okay, so I've got my jalapenos. Whew. Just scratched my face with the gloves on. I shouldn't have did that. Jalapenos with the endings off. I'm leaving the seeds in. And here we go. I've got all the jalapenos in. So I'll put those in there, as you can tell. So there's one thing I forgot in the ingredients, and it's 1 and 1.5 cups of white vinegar. So take and pour that in here. And pretty much that's all you do. You combine all the vegetables, let them boil, bring them to a boil for an hour, and cook. Once they come to a boil, okay, so I forgot to add the vinegar. You need to add 1.5 cups of vinegar. So in total, your recipe is 12 cups of tomatoes, 3 cups of green peppers, 2 cups of jalapenos, 3 cups of onions. It's 4.5 teaspoons of salt, but I cut that down. 1.5 cups of white vinegar, 3 tablespoons of chopped garlic, 4 cans of tomato paste. So you put these on, I'm gonna put these on the stove, you cook them for an hour. Once they come to a boil, you let them cook for an hour on simmer. Here's what I'm getting ready to put on the stove. And here is what it's looking like halfway through cooking. So ignore my bad hair going on here, but let's see. I am pretty much finished with salsa. I'll show you what it looks like. It's boiling again and it's really good. So I've got my water in my canner here. Well, it's a water bath canner. So I'm going to show you what we do next. I have my jars washed. Of course, I have a whole sink full of tomatoes to clean up. But this is next. Jars are clean. I don't worry too much about preheating them and anything because you'll see what I'm doing next for the salsa. So here we go. All right, so I put a pot holder. I'm going to put this down and then hopefully maybe I can get a better angle. You can see what I'm doing. I'm not sure. We'll see. Okay, so here's the salsa. All right. I have my scoop. Most important thing, your canning funnel. Remember that when I've said this before, your canning funnel is one of the things. Pack of jars and or lids that you need. A clean rag. I use like bigger dishcloth just so you can wipe it off. So when you are using your canner, there isn't as much. So what we're going to do, we're going to fill this jar up. So let me see if I can show you guys. So let's see. Warm my mess up. Okay, so I am going to be filling these up with the salsa. And we'll fill them about right to here, leaving about 1/2 inch of head space, as I've talked before. Move your canning funnel over to your next jar. Wipe off your jar rings, or jar lids. Open up your sills, and I'm just going to give these a quick rinsing off. And here is what we do, and it's going to be hot, I warn you, very hot. Finger tight, not too tight, and we'll continue working.
Love me tender, love me sweet. With you I know that I'm complete. I'm in love with the summer's day. For you I'd give my life away. Never leave me, never let me go. My summer love, been waiting for you, my love. My summer love, been waiting for you, my love. My love is forever yours. Forever yours. My love is forever yours. I can't forget the day we met. Your eyes so blue, me piercing through. I can't forget the day we
Okay, so
met.
I got all this filled up, and I just had a little bit of salsa left, which I probably could have got another pint, but my one son is begging me for some chips and salsa, so I'm just gonna set this over here. So my one son is begging me, so I got, and I'm gonna show you. Ignore that, that's dinner. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm not sure if I can get 9 in here, but we're going to try. Well, I might be able to with the pints. Remember, they're really hot, and I'll probably have to add some more water to these. So I don't know. And they may just have to sit in here. I should. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So 9. I just need to do a little bit more. So I'm going to add a little bit more water to the pot. Not too much, because like the way my grandma showed me, you never want it over. You just want it right above, because it does boil over. It's pretty much a waste of water. And you want to fill it up with hot water, since you just fill those jars up that are hot. So alright, so we're going to do one more. And then I will show you what they look like when they come out of the canner. And that's pretty much all. Like, it is. So these are ready. So I'm going to turn it on and light the burner and see if I can find the lid. Alright, so I've got the lid. We're going to go ahead and we're going to let that cook or come to a boil, and then for about 20 minutes once it comes to a boil, so we make sure they still. So that's all for that. Alright, so these just finished. They're very hot. I'm going to let them set for a couple minutes before I pull them out. Just let a lot of the hot air out. And that way when they hit the room temperature, they don't explode. But they've already started popping, which means they are sealing. Alright, so ignore the lighting. It's kind of a little bad. So I took off the apron. I have a thing to lift these out, but a lot of times I just use the pot holder. So what I'm going to do is I have a towel here on the table, and that's still really hot. So I need a new one and thing. So I have a towel, and we're going to put them on the table.
You have my heart, you have my soul, you have my whole, you have my control. Love me tender, love me sweet, with you I know that I'm complete.
So I got 9 pints in total, which is plenty. That's all I need for the year, because I probably have about 20 pints in the last couple years down there that I need to use up before I use these. So these are all ready. I will then show you what we're going to do next. Okay. So I have a big bath towel, and I like to use big ones. And so we will put them over, tuck it in, and that's what it'll look like. Like, it'll be all tucked in, and I like to leave it set for a good 12 to 24 hours until they're completely cool. If you like what you see, like and subscribe for more recipe and blog videos.